Today, we're going to dive into the 7 big mistakes that cost me 7 years of grind and destroyed my old YouTube channel and business. Rest well, little buddy. If you're an entrepreneur and small business owner using YouTube, then trying to juggle a million things and post amazing content every week is insane. Most people end up pressing record and we just ramble for way too long, pretty much get 0 results. But there is a much easier way to get business success on YouTube. And I know this because I built a proven system for content and to generate leads that actually works. By the way, I'm Dave and I have lived and breathed entrepreneur for 25 plus years, sold my 7-figure business and created systems for people like Amazon and Disney. So let's dive into number 1. Do you post videos on too many topics? Well, most people post videos vague and on so many topics just to be consistent and don't get any traction. Like, I used to post videos on everything like mindset, fitness, habits, personal development, entrepreneur stuff. But looking back to my old channel died because the algorithm got so confused what the hell my channel was about that it couldn't ever help push me. Imagine flying a plane kind of all over the place and randomly still hoping to get to your destination. It's also gonna suck up all of your fuel and your energy along the way. I know that's a silly analogy, but yeah, that's what most people do. Because most of us are like, okay, what am I going to record today or this week? And not really sure, so you come up with some kind of cool idea, but it's pretty random. Just because someone told us we have to be consistent. But consistently bad or average is even worse than consistency itself. Vague multiple topic channels only work for big established brands. The algo will always push them, but it will not work for us. Instead, the algorithm works on audience matching. If your content isn't consistent for the same audience over and over every video, it can never help push you. And your channel may be unrecoverable, trust me, that's what happened to mine. So how do you fix it? As a business on YouTube, your number 1 job is to solve a specific A to B problem for a specific customer. And so I made a custom GPT, like a free coach, that can help you do this in 5 minutes, and the link is in the description, but I'll talk about that later. After you have your A to B, knowing what content to make is actually really, really easy. So 2, you post all of your video content on the same A to B problem, just from different angles and different sub-problems. Over about 8 videos or so, YouTube will begin to lock into what your audience is on your channel, and it can start to help push you. Honestly, my opinion is things like you are the niche and build a personal brand can be a very risky way for a small channel to grow. Because no one really cares about us yet, and it encourages us to kind of make this content all over the place, ruin our chances of making sales when we're smaller. All right, do you feel like you're probably spending hours or weeks, maybe months, procrastinating on stuff that doesn't actually grow your business or your YouTube? It's pretty funny now that I look back, because it was pretty insane. Years ago, I remember creating a YouTube studio at home. After a few beers, I came home from the pub and I started painting the walls. Then I was buying like t-shirts and stuff because that would look cool on the camera. Lighting, gears, camera, spent so much money and time. And then I went off and made courses on my cool ideas. I didn't really think about whether anyone would want them. And I never really stopped to ask the most important question of all is, what are you doing to make money? What are you doing to grow your business? We all spend insane hours on things that don't grow our business. So why do we procrastinate? Because the truth is that I didn't really have any actually clarity on the business offer and the problem I was trying to solve for people. And when we do, it's an easy priority filter for every task you do and every piece of content that you make. Your filter is, will this grow your business or make you money? All right, so tactical actions to get clarity. Number 1, we need to pick an A to B problem that we solve for a specific audience, and that will become our ideal buyer. Then we map our whole YouTube channel to align to that A to B offer perfectly. Number 2, we use that A to B as a filter for all of the tasks that you do every day and all the content you want to make filtered through only that A to B goal. And we've got to discipline ourselves to not do anything else. So as I mentioned, I built a custom GPT that helps you get clarity on your business and work out that A to B in a really powerful way. And it takes about 5 minutes. I trained this thing for months, trust me. It's completely free. The link is in the description. And this A to B is the key, which I'll dive into why this changes everything even deeper next in terms of choosing your niche. Number 3, it's impossible to grow without niching down. I didn't niche down and focus on one audience, and it cost me. Do you try to help too many people on your YouTube, or your expertise is very broad, like habits or personal development? If so, it's going to be insanely hard to get any traction. For me, I was super into all of my passions: self-development, mindset, habits, fitness, entrepreneur stuff, so many different passions and topics. I saw people like Tom Bilyeu and Jay Shetty smashing it on their broad kind of self-development channels, and was so confused why none of my videos would ever take off. And sometimes weeks on one video and nothing would ever happen. I was convinced that you have to just keep grinding and burn out and eventually something will work. But after 100 or so videos, you kind of hit the wall and you think, like, what the F is it gonna take? And how long have I got patience to keep trying this? After countless conversations with coaches, two vital words kept coming up that changed everything for me. That was niche and specific. If we use the analogy of a dartboard, it's like our whole broad topic is the whole dartboard. And what we really need to do is focus on one number, that 20, let's say. But then even further, we're gonna make the most money, and we'll talk about this next, when we really focus on that treble 20. Niching down is like darts. We need to stop throwing everywhere and aim for the 20, the treble 20, over and over and over again until we get traction by the algorithm. Niching down actually, weirdly, makes us make better sales, more sales, and higher ticket prices. To me, it's also like super exciting that you can win with a small audience only by niching down. And I started to actually prove this on my old channel, even though it died. I was getting a massive high percentage of signups to my email list on my old channel only when I started converting to every video was on my entrepreneur niche. And then you also get the YouTube algorithm tailwind pushing you because it can audience match you with your videos. So the best tactical way to do this is to, firstly, of course, pick that A to B problem where you solve a specific problem, which is the A, and B is the dream transformation or a high value outcome. Number two, niche down to a more specific version of that A to B problem. And even better, bonus points here, if the target audience is affluent and already have the money available to spend, the money available to kind of throw at that problem. And of course you can use custom GPT to get that. The link is in the description. It actually brainstorms out the whole roadmap for you. All right, section 4, I didn't know my offer or the problem that I solve. So don't get trapped in the chase for a personal brand. For me, this one felt like a 100-pound weightlift. It saved hundreds of hours of procrastination and content. Everything became simple. And this is the foundation of your online business because most entrepreneurs skip this. So if your dream goal, like me, is to create a freedom entrepreneur business and monetize it so that we don't have to worry about finances and endlessly grind in our lives all the time, paying for crazy expensive groceries, then step one is always going to be knowing that A to B offer. And the classic is, for years, I remember people asking me, like in coffee shops and stuff, what do you do? And I couldn't even explain it. It was like very embarrassing. I would say something different each time, and I ended up like squirming. Like, what the hell was I just say that I do? It's weird. The turning point was when I remember I went to a beach, my favorite beach in the whole world, with a notepad and a beer sitting there at the sunset. And I finally took the time to write down this A to B. As simple as a 5-year-old, I help people go from A, which is the problem, to B, the solution, the dream solution, ideally some kind of deeper, more meaningful transformation. That's where the high value will come from. And ever since I kind of drilled down into that A to B, a 100-pound weight lifted for me. And I remember the next morning going to breakfast, writing down some content ideas, and it was like floodgates, like unlimited ideas of content, all aligned to that A to B. Everything became incredibly easy, saved me so much time. So for me, I help small businesses and entrepreneurs stuck with social media, AI, and tech to be able to use YouTube to get 11 times leads and sales, and then eventually create a freedom business for themselves. That is my A to B. Okay, so let's walk through this tactically. And number one, just brainstorm out. I help specific person go from A, which is a big problem that they know they have already, to B, which is an ideal outcome. And some of the best things to think about are time, money, how to make life easier, better health, impact, better growth, or transformation. But it's really important to then go another level more specific on this A to B. That will help you succeed with a smaller audience to make sales. So step 3, the hack here to get more sales with a very small audience on YouTube equals less friction for people buying stuff. So how do you get people buy stuff with less friction? And one of the biggest hacks here is to focus your ideal buyer or your ideal audience, the people that you help, as affluent clients. So if they already have money available, very easily available, that they would want to solve that problem, all they have to do is throw the money at you if you can solve the problem. So now you don't have to go chasing people to figure out if they have the money to spend. The other hack is to change the B to be the highest return on investment possible. So the offer becomes absolutely irresistible, that they would definitely throw their money at that problem. And that can be things like making more money back or just going through such a deep transformation that it changes their lives. Okay, moving on to the next one, which is the thing that really sucked the most time and focus away from me. Number 5, when YouTube is not working and you don't see results, don't jump around on every platform. It will kill your channel and your business. Do you ever feel like you're grinding on YouTube, pushing out videos, nothing is happening, minimal views, no engagement, and so you think this isn't really working or the algorithm sucks, you blame other things and other people, and so you jump on 2 or 3 other platforms, try that, and then years later you find that, like me, you just end up with the same results and you've just wasted years. I barely got any comments or likes on any platform, apart from my mum, so thank you, mum. But worse, I couldn't really get any signups on my email list, even giving away really good free things. So I thought, YouTube's not working, let's try Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, X, same problem, different place. I tried posting shorts every single day, which was absolutely exhausting. TikTok makes promises massive virality, but nothing. I pretty much sucked. Again, I had big problems. I didn't have that clarity we talked about. I didn't know what my A to B problem was. I didn't have a target audience. My content was all over the place. So all the problems we just talked about would have made every platform work. But I wasted months and years with the same shitty results. The best thing that we can actually do without judgment is not blame the platform or the algorithm, but actually, honestly, without judgment, say this is a me problem, it's a skill problem. I need to get better at content and I need to get better at script writing. We'll talk about that next. I spent 9 months over on X, and what was worse about that is it was working until suddenly they had a bot cleanup at the end of the month and I lost tons of followers overnight. And I remember being trapped in the algorithm. It was painful. Things like doing 50 to 100 comments a day. I ended up like losing some time with my daughter when she was going to bed. And that's when I knew it was way too much. There's an easier way, and I knew I had to get back to YouTube. But luckily, X did teach me about script writing, which is coming up in the next point, which is massive. The lesson here is if I had stayed on one platform and YouTube and work out how to get attention and growth and packaging and script writing, which we'll talk about in a second, then I would have saved so many years. The key is simple: master content on one platform without distractions. So tactical actions here: pick one platform. I strongly recommend YouTube, because YouTube is an evergreen channel where your videos are going to keep serving you, if they're good enough, for many, many years, unlike all the feeds on all the other platforms where you're a slave to the algorithm. Number 2, script your videos. Like, your intro is a must, and stop chasing things like personal brand. You're a business solving a specific problem. The real secret that helped me is to actually just put your ego aside and create everything for your viewer and not for you. Now, that's a mindset shift, but viewer value unlocks the growth, sales, and engagement, and helps your viewer. Okay, next I'll share the shift that transforms all of your videos and will unlock email list growth and therefore sales for your business. Number 6, I just used to press record and I didn't know how to package properly. I left that as an afterthought and I didn't script write. I wish someone had drilled these 2 things into me from day one. It would have saved me years. That is script writing and packaging. So I'm talking titles, thumb, intro, the hook of your intro. These are an absolute must. Most of the time, I just kind of picked a random cool idea for my next video, wrote 3 to 5 little bullet point sticky notes, and just press record. And that was the start of my video. I rambled for like an hour until the camera battery died, way too long. And then I would end up editing those videos in coffee shops for weeks and then post them and get 0 results. Or maybe, if I'm lucky, one little stupid criticism from Mr. Smartass was like, "Oh, super repetitive, dude." It's incredibly draining and a little bit deflating. Average content is kind of like buying IKEA furniture, then throwing away the instructions and saying, "I'll figure out how to put this thing together." And you're left over with some kind of wobbly mess or chair that nobody wants to sit in. Whereas packaging is the manual that ensures the final product is beautiful. Even though I spent months distracted on X, ironically, that turned into a breakthrough. See, I believed that I could not write. I remember at school, actually, I couldn't write for 40 years. And I joined a writing cohort with Dan Coe and got his paid courses. And long story short, learned about hooks, writing frameworks, persuasion, Realize that writing is everything, including video and YouTube, because it's a way of communicating 10x more powerfully and how to resonate with your viewer, how to relate. I'm talking scripting and editing and optimizing that thing for attention, viewer value, story, and even psychology. And so I return to YouTube, and every video I make is going to have the core ingredients, which is packaging, title, and thumbnail. I do all of that first and then script write an intro using a framework that is built to connect and relate as much as possible. It's really about connecting deeply and authentically with your audience and relating. It's insane now, the idea of me just pressing record. Like, as a business, your YouTube videos are your assets growing your business. They are so important. So why wouldn't you spend the time on packaging them? Random posting is literally like burning time and money for your business and giving yourself no chance. Ed Lawrence from Film Booth says that you should spend 90% of your time on the packaging before you press record and script writing. Plus, I realized that not only is your video going to be way more powerful, but your edit time will be 10 times less. So it's going to be the same time anyway. Tactically, let's put this into action. Number one, packaging, which is your title and your thumbnail. This is the door that viewers have to choose. So if you get this wrong, you pretty much wasted all of your other effort past that. Step two is the intro. So definitely script your intro. Find some other viral outlier videos on channels in your niche and look through their intro and use that as a writing framework. Attention and setup and that first line and hook of the intro is crucial. Third is script writing. Definitely the intro, but preferably if you have time the whole video. You can save yourself that edit time that we talked about. You can go teleprompter, you can go non-teleprompter. I'm using the teleprompter right now. Honestly, saves me weeks of time. But over time, I might get better to be able to do more of this off the cuff again with some bullet points. Funnily enough, I'm actually creating a full script writing engine for YouTube to make this all insanely powerful and easy. And I've got a built-in teleprompter, which I'm using right now, that I made. The first thing you do is you enter your A to B business that we talked about in the software, and it's got AI. This is a waitlist product. It's not quite finished yet, but it's coming up very, very soon. Like I said, I'm using it right now. So if you want to get on the waitlist for that, just go grab the GPT on the link in the description, and that way you'll be on the email list for when this comes out. You can grab early beta access and behind the scenes updates. Most people think you have to have a big audience to make money and leads using YouTube, and this literally hacks around that so that you can win and grow your business from your first 4 videos. We're taught to chase subscribers as the measure of success, but that's really, really hard. We are businesses. We're not personal brands yet. That can come later. But there's only one simple metric that you need to measure for business success when you start out or when you're small, and that is email signups. For years, I couldn't even get a sign up to my email. It was crazy, and I was giving away some pretty good free stuff. But here's something crazy. When I started creating every video on my old dead channel, niching down, knowing my A to B problem, and they weren't even most amazing videos, they were kind of average, I started getting signups to my newsletter at a crazy rate, even though I had a small audience. And so that's why I knew this works and wanted to start a brand new channel with this strategy, because I know it works, I've proven it. So a growing email list drives sales. If your list is growing, your business is growing. It's your future business value. It's your future business sales. Ed Lawrence and Tom Bilyeu showed me that most of us are chasing the wrong metrics. Subscribers don't equal buyers. So instead, all you have to do to actually make life easier for all of us is focus on clicks and email signups. Every video should have a call to action to your newsletter, landing page, or freebie, something valuable in there. And the crazy part here is you can win with a tiny audience. Like I said, my sign-up rate was the breakthrough for me. So I would get a text message on my phone in the morning every time someone signed up, and I thought some of my videos that went out there, like I just got to get it out. I've spent so much time on this, just get it out there. And I was still getting these text messages from sign-ups. I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy. The other thing here is when we take out things like chasing subscribers, it takes the emotion and the self-doubts out of the game, because you can't really control the subscribers. But if you do your content really well, if you do the script writing, you get the A to B right, you get your call to action right, you can control the leads, and it gets out of the trap of the algorithms. It's now a game of your video straight to your landing page. All right, so how do we put this into action? So number one, obviously optimize every video for email signups, your direct business leads, and then track those on your landing page with analytics. In the software I'm building that I talked about, my content system, I'm also plugging all of those analytics in, which are massively valuable. All right, to do your call to actions, The easiest way is when you script and outline your videos, add a natural call to action in one of the early sections. And Ed Lawrence talks about doing it in the first 90 seconds of your video, the middle of your video, and then the end of your video. And you would have noticed that in this video. And most people think you need to have that big audience to make money and leads using YouTube. So this literally hacks around that, like I said, and you can win and grow your business even from your first 4 to 8 videos. But finally, I want to talk about something that goes a bit deeper, a bit emotional almost. And no one really talks about this, but it's absolutely, but it's so, so important. Not many people talk about this on entrepreneur videos. Do you ever feel like social media really drains your energy, especially when you underperform, and kind of also leaves you missing out on the life around you while you get disappointed? So Alex Hormozi and David Goggins, the grind until you die and do 1,000,000 reps until you get success mentality doesn't really fit into most of our lives when we've got kids and families, and maybe some of us are juggling 9 to 5s as well. That's just going to lead to burnout, and our energy is just going to be absolutely destroyed to the point of it's going to affect our health and our mental well-being. On X, I was trapped, like literally trapped by the algorithm, 50 to 100 comments a day, missing some time here and there with my daughter. My brain was completely fried, and I realized I was trapped in this feed algorithm where I had to chase the feed every single day. And that's the social media trap versus YouTube, where videos, you can put them out there and they keep helping you for years, and you end up conserving your energy once they're out there. So I mentioned that bot cleanup, and that was enough to say, like, this is brutal. I'm returning to YouTube, and I instantly felt so much better. For me, it's about the energy, mental health, focus, and making sure the time you spend on your business is very, very focused. So we're minimizing that procrastination that we talked about. But more importantly than that, some of the things that really, really helped me was uninstalling Instagram and Facebook was one of the best things ever. 10 to 15 hours back a week. Over a year, that is absolutely insane. Limiting our phone use and doom scrolling. Like, so many of us are trapped in this. Number 2, fitness. I find feeds my energy, especially I'm 47. I'm actually 47 this year. And I find whenever I exercise and look after my health and spend a lot of time fitness, it feeds me entrepreneur energy. So looking after your energy and fitness as we get a little older is absolutely vital. Protecting your energy with really good sleep, things like nature, spending time in nature, family time, walks. Too much alcohol, bad nutrition will absolutely destroy your creative performance and make it very hard for your business to succeed. Finally, surrounding yourself not only with positive people, but people that inspire you, like other entrepreneurs and business owners that are pushing the limits and not complaining about everything. That type of energy, just if you surround yourself with that, it goes so, so far. Without health, nutrition, fitness, and those people surrounding you, your energy will suffer, your confidence will suffer, your YouTube videos will suffer. So protect your energy and the people that you allow into your life. And don't allow people's opinions to mean something. I know it's super easy to say, but you are you, and that is all that matters. If you're getting, the best thing that I ever heard is, if you can get to a place where you're getting bad comments, then you made it, because you're getting attention online. So give yourself the permission, fitness, fun, and refuel and stuff outside of your entrepreneur life. I don't think Alex Hormozi, as legend as he is, would be telling you this. But for me, it's kind of silly things these days that seem silly, but they're so fulfilling for me. Things like yoga and dancing and family and love and fitness classes. If you really get focused on that clarity, that A to B especially, then when you sit down to actually create on your business, you can 10x the performance that you get within the same time slots. And so you actually can spend less time and get better output on your business. Okay, we covered a lot, and this will literally help you save months and years if you put this into action. Even just 2 or 3 of these. It would have saved my channel for sure, but I'm excited to start fresh and learn from those mistakes. So number 1, don't make videos on multiple topics on one channel, period. Instead, pick your A to B business problem and make videos on that only. Number 2, spending so many hours on procrastinating is a sign that you probably don't have clarity in your business. So again, go to pick that A to B problem that you solve in your business. Use that as a filter for all the tasks and content. Number 3, always go niche for more sales and growth with a smaller audience. To do this, figure out that A to B and then go 1 or 2 levels deeper and more specific. Huge tactical and sales advantage if you focus on your target audience being affluent buyers that have money available. Number 4 is knowing that A to B offer so well that you build your whole channel aligned on top of that same A to B offer. Number 5, don't jump around on multiple platforms and burn yourself out. YouTube and video is higher value than feeds that will trap you like an algorithm like Instagram and X, and jumping around costs me years. So just pick one platform, whatever you choose, and master it. Number 6, start with packaging and script writing to make your content hit way more. Titles, thumbs, hook, line, intros are vital. Number 7, track the right metrics, which makes winning with a small audience way faster and easier. So not subscribers, but clicks and signups. And that's how we can win, even with a few small videos. And then finally, bonus, taking care of your health, energy, fitness, and mental health is vital. YouTube is a tough game, and it's not for everyone, and demands that you and your mind and energy are at its best. Otherwise, your content will suffer. All right, my friends, so grab the free GPT link in the description. This thing is super powerful. I've trained it for months, takes 5 minutes to dive in, and it will help you figure out that A to B very, very quickly. Sometimes that takes people years. Okay, there's gonna be new deep dive videos on this brand new channel. I'm super excited every single week, so subscribe, and I would appreciate any comments on maybe what was the biggest challenge that you've been through or the biggest breakthrough, and I will see you in the next one.